Hello. Welcome back to next one. In this, we are going to discuss about a post request. Like a GET request, post request also have a similar characteristic. So first understand what is the purpose of a post request. So whenever we are creating some data and we have to store on a database and we are passing from client to server. So that is a purpose of a post request. Whenever we have to create some data, by that time we are using a post request. It can be anything. We are merging some data, we are creating a request and we are sending into the server in terms of a data, not in terms of a searching purpose like a GET request. But here we are sending some data on a server will proceed and it will move to the next stage. So let's understand via example of a Flipkart. So in Flipkart, whenever we are going to add some data into the cart. So for example, here let's say we have a button add to cart and we are on a shopping page and we are trying to purchase let's say for example iPhone. So what happens, this is a client, we are going to make a one request using a base URI. So base URI will be https://flipkart.com and here is the endpoint. So this is a base URI. After that we have to add a endpoint. So endpoint will be a add to cart. So this is a complete request of a post. Using this we can add some information to the add to cart. So for example, let's say here we are searching a mobile phones and we have to add that particular mobile phone into the cart. So what we are doing, we are sending some data. So what happens, we have to send the data in terms of a body. So this will be the body and here we can send data in a multiple format like a JSON format, image format, XML format. So that again another point of a discussion. We are going to consider what are the MIME types and how we are sending a data, what are the type of a data. But here understand, for example, we are sending a JSON data. So how JSON will look? So for example, this is a information of a product. JSON will always start with a flower braces or a normal braces. So here for example, let's say we are adding some information to the cart. So what happen? We are going to pass a product ID. For example, let's say it's a 23J579. This is a product ID, the name of the product. Let's say it is an iPhone. Apart from that, let's say we are going to mention the price of the product. So basically prices, again we are from searching listing page, we are going to send a price. So price is let's say 50,000 and later on we have to add the quantity as well. So quantity, QN quantity is equal to 1 and color, because these all parameters we are selecting from the client. Whenever we are going on a product page, by that time we are selecting this parameter. If there are multiple colors available, then we are selecting a colors, otherwise quantity or a size. If I need 32, 36 particular appropriate size, this information we are going to send to the server. So here we have a color, let's say is equal to black. So basically this information we are going to send to the cart. And basically JSON, if we are constructing a JSON, so it will be always key and value pairs in a double quote, and if after a next key there will be a colon. So here everywhere colon will be there and this data will be on a double quote. So this is how JSON structure will look like. Whenever we are going to make a post request, by that time this data we are sending to the server, and basically server will verify whatever product I am sending to add to the cart. So that product ID has to be correct. So server will verify all the information, whatever it is coming from the client. Sometimes what happen, if there are some security guy or hacker, they will try to manipulate the price of a product. Instead of 50,000 they will just put up 20,000, and if server will process the request, then someone can buy a product in only 20,000 but actual product price is at 50,000. To avoid that, server has to validate all the data. So server has also information of this information, partial information like ID, name or price, but quantity and color and apart from any other selective information we are sending from the client. So this can be anything, but this data has to be available and it should be the match. So if we are testing any APIs, by that time we have to make sure if I am passing an iPhone and if that product is not exist then we should get an error from the post request. If the ID is matching from the client and database, then it should be success. There shouldn't be any client side error or 4xx error. This information we are going to pass to the cart and it will update to the cart. So one product along with the here product description, quantity, and then here we can see in a cart buy now option, and we can proceed forward. So like that we can add multiple product to the quantity using a add to cart API. So this is how post API will work. We are sending some data and server will process the data. And whenever we are trying to keep adding the products, so after adding an iPhone, let's say we are going to add a jeans, then here Levi's jeans or any other jeans information will be there. And in cart we can see multiple product quantities are increasing. Similar way we can add multiple product to the cart. So this is how post API work. So here we have seen many things. First is a base URI. So whenever we are writing a post API, we need a base URI. Second is a endpoint. So every post API has a unique endpoint. So whenever we are going to call any particular operation, we need a endpoint. Apart from using post request, we are sending a body data. So while hitting a post request, we should have a body data. Without body data, we cannot hit a post request. But like a get, in get we have parameter, but in post we have body, and headers will be common. So if we are going to talk about any API respective to the get, post, put or delete, headers has to be there. But this information will change. This information also the common respect to the get or post API. This information will be there. But body only for post API. Get API, there has to be a parameter. So this is a structure of a post request. Now second, we are going to discuss about a safe. Is post API safe or not? So post API is not safe method. Why? Because using post API we are creating or we are manipulating, we are changing in a data on database. So data is changing. So that's why we can say in terms of a data, this is safe in terms of a data. So post API is not safe method, but anyways we are calling a safe method. So anyways post method is a safe, but as a differentiate compared to the get method, this is not a safe because we are manipulating or we are changing the data. Now idempotent or repeatable operation. So is post API idempotent? No, post API is a non-idempotent method. You have to remember this very carefully, because post API is a non-idempotent. We cannot repeatedly hit the same request multiple times. Otherwise what will happen, we have built this request and we are trying to send. So in every time cart, one product quantity will increase. Or if we are going to create a new Gmail account and we are clicking on send, so it will create a multiple Gmail account of one person. That is why we cannot hit post API multiple times. Post API is not a non-idempotent method. But most of the time what is going to happen, there has to be a validation, because if you are going to send the same data multiple times, then server will reject the data due to some reasons. For example, I have created an Instagram account using my email ID and someone is trying to create with the same email ID with the same amount of information. That time Instagram will say this user is already exist. But sometimes like this kind of operation, we can unnecessarily increasing the quantity of a card and later on we have to delete the quantity. So that's why post API is a non-idempotent method. We cannot repeatedly hit the post API. This is a very important thing. Another is a caching. We cannot cache the post API data. I hope you have observed multiple times, like whenever you are going to upload a photo or whenever you are going to send an email on a Gmail or some operations like a data related operation you are doing and you are trying to close the tab. So browser will ask, are you sure you want to close the tab? Which means request is still processing, and if you kill the request won't go to the server and the same request never be stored, because we are creating data from client and we are sending to the server. So this data cannot be a cached. And security purpose, post API is more secure than the get request. So this is all about the post request. I hope everything is clear, and if you have any doubt, feel free to ask me in a comment section, and don't forget to like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe Pandu Testers.